Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the upcoming weapon changes, namely the decreased damage model. I'll be focusing on how it will affect fully automatic weapons like assault rifles and light machine guns, because I currently don't know the changes to the other weapon classes such as DMRs or sniper rifles, if there are any. I'm not going to be going in depth to specific weapon changes like how the FAMAS has reduced RPM and all that stuff, because every Battlefield YouTuber and his monkey are going to be talking about that. Now, I'm going to be taking a look at how this changes, about how these changes to the damage model are going to affect the guns both overall and individually based on their stats. The Bulldog is a very interesting weapon. It's very new. It's only come out for a few weeks, and it's going to be changed more than the other guns. Now, the proposed change to the damage model is that an extra bullet will be required to take down an enemy at all ranges. I'd assume that it would mean a gun like the Bulldog, Scar Rage, Ace-52 or M240 Bravo would have their upfront damage reduced from 34 to 25, and the long range damage reduced from 25 to 20. For the other weapons such as your MG4, M416 and so on, the upfront damage will be reduced from 25 to 20, and the long range damage will be reduced from 18 to around 15. Now, this isn't an even balance. The DPS of all the weapons won't be reduced at the same rate. The heavy hitters like the PKP, Pecheneg, or the M60 are themselves going to be hit harder as a result of these changes. The Bulldog is, in my opinion, the best assault rifle as of right now. You might disagree, but bear with me. If these changes are implemented as proposed, I feel that the Bulldog, as well as the other heavy hitters, won't be as good. When I compare 34 damage weapons to 25 damage weapons, what I tend to do is convert the RPM of the 34 damage weapons to that of a 25 damage weapon with the same DPS and TDK. For example, the Bulldog with its 700 RPM will have an equivalent DPS as a standard assault rifle with 933.3 RPM. You do this simply by dividing the original RPM by 3 and then multiplying by 4. So the Bulldog currently has the second highest DPS. Now, when I heard X Factor talking about how the FAMAS was going to have a reduced RPM of 900, I thought, well, that means the Bulldog now has the highest DPS. Not quite. This is because of the extra bullet. When we once had to divide by 3 and then multiply by 4, we now have to divide by 4 and multiply by 5, as that is the number of bullets now required to take down an opponent. If we revisit the Bulldog DPS, the equivalent in the standard assault rifle damage model would now be 875 RPM, which isn't as good as it used to be. However, these weapons will still be better at longer ranges in terms of DPS, although they won't have the same advantage they used to. The Bulldog would have an equivalent DPS of 980 RPM. Put simply, the heavy hitters are receiving a nerf. They don't hold the advantage they used to in close quarters, but they will still outperform the others in longer ranges in terms of DPS. And I don't know about you, but I usually don't choose weapons that are inherently superior at range, rather those that are good overall like the Ace-23 or good in close quarters like the AEK. In addition to this, it means that there's going to be a greater TDK difference between the guns, meaning that those that were better at close quarters are now even better at close quarters, and those that were worse are now even worse relative to each other. To finish up, I want to pit against each other arguably the 3 best CQB assault rifles, the AK-971, the Bulldog, and the FAMAS, taking into account the upcoming weapon change. The Bulldog has a lower DPS than the other weapons. The Bulldog also has the smallest magazine with only 21, while the others have 31. In the recoil category, the FAMAS is now a winner because of its virtually non-existent horizontal recoil. The AEK is a sharp pull into the right and a vertical recoil of 0.38. The Bulldog has an even horizontal recoil of 0.3 and a vertical of 0.5. You have to take into account that this shoots at about 77% that of the other two, so the Bulldog will have an equivalent upward recoil of 0.38 compared against the other two, and a horizontal recoil of 0.231 to either side. Now, for reloads, they all have pretty bad reload times, but in the department of tactical reloading, AEK has 2.3, Bulldog has 2.5, and the FAMAS has a 2.8 second reload. For the long reload, the Bulldog has 3.2, the FAMAS has 3.55, and the AEK has a 3.6 second reload. So in the end, I think we can conclude that the Bulldog will no longer be a very viable option in the future as a result of these changes, unless special changes are going to be made to give the heavy hitters a fighting chance. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and peace out.